Mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary. Hello, welcome to Great Mother Speaks. I'm Tammy Taylor, your manifestation muse, and today we're talking about... To ancient man, darkness represented death, and the shadows one's impending doom. But with the veneration of Great Mother, Divine Mother energy, and the observation of her lunar cycles, we slowly began to recognize the variant energies that she embodies within us. Through the cosmos, we are either one sun sign or another. As the sun travels through the constellations, we are either one ascendant, a rising sign, or another. As the sun arrives at the horizon at the very moment of our birth, location, and time. And Great Mother is represented in us and through us as our emotional nature through the moon sign we were born in, and that engulfed our very being, the time of our incarnation. These readings are about how we really feel, really think, and what we know. In this full moon season of the Taurus moon in Western astrology or tropical astrology, and in the Aries full moon in sidereal or Vedic astrology, what we're looking at is what we know in the northern hemisphere as the darkness comes upon us and we begin to celebrate the light season, and what we are coming to believe in the southern hemisphere as the external light of the sun is increasing and we externally plant seed in hoping that we know what will grow. For this, we must understand that in order to utilize the energy of Aries, that leader, that initial point that comes through the constellational wheel of life, the astrological wheel of life, that soul that is very clear about the purpose of its incarnation is manifested physically in the increasing sun of the southern hemisphere and planting of the seed. Likened to that, with the Taurus full moon, we can say that that second house on the wheel of astrology is that grounded leadership, that grounded self-assertion, now secure in the soul, self-reliant and safe within itself, now ready to cultivate what needs to be grown within. In the northern hemisphere is how we interpret this. It's an internal process within in the northern hemisphere as the darkness sets in. So the full moon light represents the light that is within us as we assert our identity in this world anew. And also, as we secure ourselves, we begin to reassert our safety and knowing who we are in the world. It is a simultaneous looking ahead to enjoy the winter while anticipating the spring, and looking ahead with what we are newly planning in the spring, enjoying the winter. So enjoying where we are in this full moon is what Great Mother is coming through and sharing with us at this particular time. Recognizing wherever you are, she is there. However you interpret her presence in your life. She is there, and specifically with regard to her lunar energies, she's coming through to you in your moon sign. Hello. Welcome, Leo moon sign, to your Taurus, Aries full moon reading for November 2017. The light and the shadow. This is the dance between Great Mother Father, the sun, and the lunar cycles. You being in the moon sign of Leo for this full moon is talking about that powerful higher insight coming through very strongly for you, and being able to work with Great Mother's shadow, the casting of her shadow through your intuition, your premonitions, your introspection, your waking and sleeping dreams. It's really a culmination of that. Of course, full moons are the fruition, the culmination, the full illumination. And where you are now with this dance, this casting of the shadows, the light, clarity coming through for you is a feeling of being at home. You already feel like you are in ego soul alignment. Of course, ego representing the physical body, and the Great Father energy, the apparatus, the avatar that we don when we incarnate. The spirit, Great Mother, soul energy incarnates in form. You feel in alignment with that already. We have here with the Ankh card, that is the double yin yang card with the third eye symbol. This is in the third quarter moon, which was just about a week ago from this full moon around November 4th and 5th. And so about 3 weeks ago is the third quarter moon from the full moon that you were actually feeling this. If this is a forecast for you, then it will be within the month. It will be actually within about a week and a half at the most, that you will be feeling this ego soul alignment. It's very powerful energy. The law of ego form and manifestation has to do with that ego soul alignment, that there is an alignment with that inner knowing, with your physical body, with your physical life, your material life. And so things are coming together for you. Great Mother is saying that you are having or being offered a transformative opportunity to really synthesize with that awareness that you are operating with. You are expressing a great deal about yourself. You are releasing many things that no longer serve you, which is symbolized by the third quarter moon. That is the release, forgiveness, let go moon. And so we have another major arcana card of this 49 card deck that represents the 49 scenes of the Wizard of Oz about release, grieving, and letting go and coming back into our own. You have androgyne underneath the Ankh in the position of where you are now, which is release. And so release of that which does not allow you to align, and then release with androgyne that does not honor that primal masculine feminine energy, expressing it from the fifth chakra. So we have high heart above energy here, fifth chakra with the throat, expression, law of destiny, and free will. That is about manifesting the purpose for your incarnation, and the third eye here, intuitively knowing that. So you're in that space, or again, when the third quarter moon comes around, which will be in about a week's time and a week and a half at the most, you're going to come into that alignment. The transformative opportunity here, synthesizing this with the goddess Gildeptis, the Inuit goddess of the Navajo goddess, Native American goddess, who represents the elements coming together: air, water, of course the wind with the air and the fire, all of it kind of synthesizing to create our seasons. And so we're moving into another season, and so things just kind of coming together for you in this season of your life. You are being guided, another major arcana card, with Jesus single yin energy, which has to do with that following that inner voice that guides you along, that protects you along your path. And so you're really in a very peaceful place, Leo Moon people, and you're really following your yellow brick road. As we see here with Mave, you're taking responsibility for where it is that you have prayed for guidance to be led in your life, and you're following that path. You're trusting that path. You're being given everything that you need along that path. And so Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook that you have come to this place out of a purification process, a purification of your heart, a cleansing of your heart. So maybe there has been some pain in the past of releasing, while you were releasing those things that no longer serve you, represented by that third quarter moon. And because this is high chakra energy, heart above, again, we have the heart chakra here with Coventina. This is water. Okay, so purification through water we have here represented by the goddess of the baths. And the scene when Dorothy and the three approach the castle of Oz and are rushed into the wash and brush up to be purified before being presented to his throne. It's very symbolic of what Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook, is that you've gone through that process before you've gotten here. You are before your throne now. You are before the throne of your spirit entity, your soul source, and you have come through a process to get here, and it's a rebirthing that you have actually experienced. Or again, what we're seeing through these moon phases, the waxing gibbous phase with Coventina, is that either just before the full moon you have come through this purification process. Okay, because about 3 weeks ago, you did the release and came into ego soul alignment. And then about a week ago, before the full moon, with this waxing gibbous moon, purifying your heart, getting yourself together for the synthesis. Or again, this is what's coming up for you within the next month. The rebirth card in the position of the balsamic moon is saying that before the new moon, which was after that third quarter moon, is how that happened for you. Actually, you went through the release, and then you received downloads. Because when we give up things, that's why it's so important to let go and to grieve and to release what no longer serves us, Leo Moon people, so that we can be refortified with what we do need in real time. And so you've experienced this. You know from whence I speak about this. You've gone through this process already. And so you have been replenished through this divine expression that you have, through really trusting yourself regardless of what others around you may or may not believe about your experience, about what you've been through, or even that you are in ego soul alignment. You know within yourself, you are on your yellow brick road. You are divinely expressing your destiny through your free will, and Great Mother is acknowledging you for that. She's saying that a shadow side to this, since this balsamic moon, which is right before the new moon, we see Baba Yaga. And she's the Slavic goddess who has the straw house on chicken legs, and all the children in the village, are just really scared of her. But the adults know from their childhood that she is the one that always has the answers when you really need to know something, and where people go. And it's a scary place to go, just as Dorothy and the three found out when they went through the dark forest to go to get the broom at the witch's castle. But they boldly and courageously walked through that dark forest anyway. And that's what the shadow is to this. And the shadow, of course, is that part of us that is uncomfortable, inconvenient, or unflattering to
sometimes admit to ourselves, or even if we're very aware of it, it's not something we want to share with other people. And so the new moon further emphasizes the dark moon, that this is a part of you that you really don't want to fully come out. And Leo moon people, Leo energy is that childlike fun energy. Come on now, that is your soul. So this is the moon sign. This is how you really, really, really feel. Okay, the moon sign is what encourages, it's the impetus for what we do and how we act, which is our sun sign. Okay, that's great father energy, that outer expression. So you are a completely, more than likely, different sun sign, but your moon sign is what motivates your actions. So your moon is in Leo, and so Leo is fun loving. It likes to have attention. It likes to do play games and entertain and things like that. And so emotionally, that can be translated to sometimes hiding that aspect of ourselves if we don't really understand how to use that in our authentic expression of who we are, this divine expression. But you have, what Great Mother's saying is that you've gone through a rebirthing process. And so you have already learned what that alignment is for you. Just trust that and follow your yellow brick road. Follow that unction to be more playful and to have more fun and just enjoy life for the sake of enjoying life. Leo roars. It's ruled by the sun. Okay, so the constellation of Leo is ruled by Great Father energy. And so she's saying, claim that rebirthing process. We're seeing these fifth chakra expressions in the rebirth card. We're seeing it in the androgyne card. And we're seeing the gut chakra, which is also a masculine chakra of following, taking responsibility for what you now know about yourself. And again, what you soon will know within the next month, because we're seeing with your outcome card, Leo moon people, the crescent moon. And so that, of course, is right after the new moon. So that'll be in about 2 weeks and a few days, okay? In about 16 days. And so when you are looking at Inanna, you're looking at the Babylonian queen of taking back her identity that was stolen from her sister who went to the underworld. So she was very close to her sister. They were almost like twins. And when her sister went to the underworld, a part of her was taken away. And even though it wasn't fully appreciated when they were together, because her sister was a darker kind of a personality, when she went away, she couldn't fully express herself. So she went to the underworld to try to get her sister back. And so embrace that part of you that you may not have been fully acknowledging or accepting. And we see here that very well could be the Baba Yaga expression, which is the new moon that's going to be happening in about 2 weeks. The wild woman, okay, when we don't express our wild woman nature, she will come out, whether we want her to or not, and usually in the most inappropriate times. So it's best for us to just have an agenda for her and anticipate that she needs to be expressed. And for you, Leo moon people, again, that's just having fun. And so maybe to you that has seemed like something that's inconvenient. Maybe it has seemed to you or felt to you, because this is our emotional sign, right? Uncomfortable, unflattering to behave that way or to feel that way or to express that. We're seeing these cards telling us that the law of destiny and free will, androgyne, that throat chakra, express yourself creatively, whether that's verbal expression, dancing, painting, all of these things that we may have left back in childhood or said, when I have time. No, you've been reborn, or you're going to be within the next month for sure. And so all of this is coming together for you. Great Mother is saying that is the outcome for you, Leo moon people, that as long as you enable yourself to embrace that part of you, as we see here with Oz, once he was found out not to have what Dorothy and the three wanted from their journey after they returned with the broom, he simply just had to admit it, even though he was ashamed when Dorothy said, "You were a very bad man." He said, "No, I'm not a bad man. I'm just a very bad wizard." So, what is it that you are? Are you accusing yourself of being a bad mother or a bad teacher or a bad cook or a bad driver or a bad employee? Or are you saying to yourself, hey, I may not be the greatest so and so, driver, cook, employee, whatever, but I sure am a good dad. I sure am a good sister. I sure am a good, And so embracing whatever that shadow has to teach you. And that's what Oz, representing the Great Father, taught us in The Wizard of Oz. Embrace that childlike nature and share with others the best way we can while we enjoy our lives as Great Mother would always have us to do. This is such a joy to do. If you want a personal, more detailed reading, book one now at greatmotherspeaks.info. And as always, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole.